They tied me to a light pole in my front yard, demanding I pay a fake HOA debt. At the heart of this madness was Evelyn Harper, the self-appointed dictator of our quiet suburb, drunk on her imagined authority. What didn't she know? I'm a state prosecutor, and I was about to turn her world upside down. Stick around to see how a courtroom became her undoing and her fake enforcers got trapped in the real system of law. The morning began like any other for Daniel Pierce. A steaming mug of coffee warmed his hands as he scanned the newspaper on his porch, savoring the calm of his HOA-free neighborhood. A breeze carried the scent of fresh grass, and a kid's bike rattled by. Daniel exhaled, content. Then, like a wrecking ball, 3 men stormed up his driveway, their cheap navy polos and fake badges screaming scam. The leader, a burly guy with a patchy beard, flashed a laminated badge that looked like it came from a dollar store. Mr. Pierce, he barked, you owe the HOA $4,500 in unpaid fees. Daniel laughed, setting his coffee down. HOA? This neighborhood doesn't have one. That should have ended it. But these thugs weren't here to listen. Before he could react, rough hands grabbed his arms. His mug shattered on the steps, coffee soaking the pavement. What the hell? He shouted as they yanked him off the porch, his slippers skidding. Pain shot through his shoulders as they twisted his arms back. Neighbors peeked from lawns and porches, frozen. No one moved. Then, the absurdity hit a new low. They tied him to a light pole with duct tape, the sticky strips biting into his skin, pinning his arms tight. His chest heaved, but his mind raced, cataloging every detail, the fake uniforms, the badge, the crowd's silence. The leader sneered. Pay the debt or this gets worse. Daniel's jaw clenched. They had no idea who they were messing with. He wasn't just a homeowner, he was a prosecutor, and these idiots were about to regret setting foot on his property. The crowd grew, whispers buzzing like static. Then she appeared, Evelyn Harper, the neighborhood's self-proclaimed queen. She'd once fined a guy for parking in his driveway because it ruined the aesthetic. She'd left notes about tacky holiday lights and waged war on untrimmed hedges. Now, arms crossed, her lips curled into a smug frown. Maybe now you'll respect community standards, she sniffed. Daniel's blood boiled. You did this, he growled. Evelyn smirked. It's about order, dear. We can't have freeloaders. The audacity made his vision blur with rage, but he swallowed it. Losing control wouldn't help. He needed evidence. Scanning the crowd, he spotted Victor, Evelyn's spineless sidekick, filming with a grin. Perfect. Victor, Daniel called, voice steady. Send me that video. Victor laughed. Nice try, buddy. Daniel tilted his head, a predator's calm. Did I mention I'm a state prosecutor? Victor's face went white. The crowd murmured, tension spiking. With his arms still taped, Daniel used voice-activated dialing. Call Sarah, he said. His phone, tucked in his pocket, connected to his law partner. Sarah, you'll love this, he said, voice low. He listed the charges: assault, extortion, and fake HOA. Sarah whistled. They're done. Minutes later, police sirens wailed. Showtime. Evelyn was mid-rant, waving her hands. This neighborhood has rules. If we let him slide, it's chaos. Then she saw the cops. Officer Brooks, a no-nonsense veteran, stepped out, eyeing Daniel taped to the pole. What's the problem here? He asked. Evelyn switched to a syrupy tone. Officer, just a misunderstanding. A joke. Brooks raised an eyebrow. A joke? Daniel cut in, voice sharp. They tied me up, demanded money for a fake HOA. Evelyn stammered. He owes. Brooks silenced her. Ma'am, he's a state prosecutor. Stop talking. Evelyn froze, her empire crumbling. The neighbors' whispers turned to gasps. Brooks cuffed her, Victor, and the thugs, their fake badges useless now. The crowd watched, some shocked, others smirking at Evelyn's fall. 2 weeks later, Daniel stood in a sterile courtroom, the phantom sting of duct tape still fresh. Evelyn, Victor, and the enforcer sat in orange jumpsuits, their bravado gone. They looked small, pathetic under the fluorescent lights. The judge, a grizzled man tired of entitled fools, read the charges: forgery, false imprisonment, fraud, assault. Daniel had built the case himself, every detail a nail in their coffin. Evelyn's hands shook. "Mr. Pierce, please," she begged, her voice frail. "A misunderstanding." Daniel's gaze was ice. "You made me an example," he said, each word a hammer. "Now it's your turn." The gavel slammed. "Guilty," the judge declared. Evelyn flinched, Victor slumped, and the enforcers deflated. Justice hit like a tidal wave. Daniel didn't gloat. He walked out, step steady, as neighbors who'd stood silent now clapped. He ignored them. They weren't heroes. At home, he poured a drink, stepped onto his porch, and looked over his free yard. No fake HOA, no petty tyrants. Just peace. Some battles you win in court. Others you win when idiots underestimate you. What do you think? Was Evelyn's prank a harmless stunt or a dangerous overreach? Should neighbors have stepped in? Drop your thoughts in the comments. We want to hear your take on pranks and power trips in communities. Smash that like button, subscribe for more wild stories, and let's keep the conversation going.